Hi, how are you? I hope that you are really well. I've just got back from a walk with little Rain here, the puppy, and I was thinking while I was walking about an email I sent round to my mailing list quite recently, and I thought I would do a little video to talk about it instead of typing it. And what I want to talk about is the idea that aggression cannot be cured. Now, this is something that I hear sometimes from my dog trainer and behaviourist colleagues. I heard a whole lot of it when Kylgakis was aggressive towards other dogs. And in a way, it's completely and utterly factual, isn't it? Dogs are like human beings and rats. They are a species who will behave aggressively at times. And when you look at it like that, of course, aggression can't be cured. It's part of what it means to be a dog. And so when the statement is used to describe what is a fact about what's normal for dogs, I completely agree with it. But where I struggle with it and where I would like to challenge it is when it's used to limit somebody else. And I think it's often used that way. So here is what I heard quite often. You've got to understand that bull breeds are often dog aggressive. You can't cure that. It's really sad when young dogs grow up and become dog aggressive, but there isn't anything you can do about it. Kylgakis will never be safe around other people's dogs. Keep him away from them, and if you don't think you can do that, you should think about having him euthanised. The best that you can do is manage his behaviour and be aware that management always fails. So think hard about whether or not you want the responsibility of him harming another dog. This advice wasn't being given to me because people deliberately wanted to limit me in any way. Quite the opposite. People were really, really keen to help. And they were helping me by providing me with advice that was based on the absolute truth as they saw it. Nevertheless, had I listened to that advice, the result would have been that my life would have been more limited, and so would Kylgakis' life. And my understanding of what is possible with dogs would have been limited as well. I don't want to suggest in any way that all dog aggressive dogs can learn to get along with other dogs, like Kylgakis did. Some dogs are unwell and the illness cannot entirely be resolved and it impacts on their view of other dogs. Some have had experiences as young puppies that they can't get over, and for other dogs a single traumatic incident at any point in their life could affect them so badly that they just can't recover. And it's also not possible to look at an individual dog and predict at the start of working on a problem like dog aggression how far along the dog will be able to go. Nobody can accurately predict or guarantee the outcome. All that can be done is to work on the behaviour and see where it takes you. And that is all I did with Kylgakis. I just worked on the behaviour to try and reduce the amount of aggression, and we just saw where it went. And of course the good news with this is that so long as you're working on the behaviour using treats and toys and kindness, you will improve your relationship with your dog. And that's got to be a good thing, whether or not they end up liking other dogs or not, or whatever it is that triggers their aggressive displays. So yeah, I just wanted to come along and talk about this because it is something that I think is really, really vital in our understanding, is to not be limited by these views, about these fixed views that sometimes pop up about dogs. And they are often based a little bit around breed. But what they reflect is more the experiences and the knowledge of the person giving that advice, not an absolute truth about the world. Because if it was an absolute truth about the world, everybody would be entirely correct and Kylgakis couldn't have gotten over it. Certainly not with my utter lack of skill as a dog trainer at the point I started working with him. So it's clear to me that he cannot be an isolated incident, and I certainly didn't have the skill level to say, well, I'm so brilliant, that's why he got over, because I really didn't know anything about dogs. There have got to be other dogs like that, and if there are other dogs like that, these statements being made as though they are fact are simply reflecting people's experience and knowledge at the time they give the advice, and they may well change their minds as they go along. So, thanks for watching, and bye for now.